When I was young, I refused to do things that made me feel less than perfect. It started when I demanded ballet lessons after I visited my friend's class as a nursery schooler. I was too shy to participate, but watched jealously as the all-white class of girls plied, relevéed, and swooshed their little arms above their golden and mousy brown heads. Mom refused, saying, "It will ruin your legs." She didn't want me physically tortured with impossibly demanding contortions and the strict regime that came from ballet. Dance, however, was good, and modern was a great choice, according to my mother. I had no idea what modern dance was and refused anything less than my vision. Mom's friend and our housemate, Harriet, took me when I was a middle schooler to see Alvin Ailey at the Kennedy Center. I hadn't been to the high-ceilinged, golden stage of that theater before. My only familiarity with it was its namesake. I was awed by the vaulted, red-carpeted halls, but it was the performance that made me realize my devastating mistake. I watched the grace, power, and beauty of the much more familiar and human movements, which had an emotionally transporting, elegant, and deeply human vibrancy. I had shut myself off to modern dance, and I knew I only had myself to blame, though I wouldn't admit it. I went home and begged to take modern dance classes at a small studio in Tenley Circle. I went one day a week and felt gawky and stiff the whole time. I constantly compared myself to a girl my age who was in the junior company and had been dancing since she was, 5. After about a year, the teacher announced to Mom that I needed to come at least 3 days a week to catch up to my peers, since I was of an age for the junior company, but was lacking in flexibility and strength. My response was to drop out of dance. That refusal came not out of arrogance, but out of a deep sense of inadequacy. I felt average my whole childhood because everyone around me was so astounding. This capitulation to my sense of mediocrity represented something deeper. In my own mind, I could never measure up or bear the weight of responsibility of being a Wiley, to make a difference and be remarkable at what I did. My parents were strong and determined. All Wileys were. I could not see myself having the power and confidence to face the challenges they had. Wileys made a way for themselves no matter the odds. Dad's persistence became his pathway. His budding career in science began with the role modeling of his older sister, Lucille, who was a top student at their all-white high school. She loved sciences and wanted to go to nursing school, but Black students weren't welcome. Instead, she won a scholarship to pharmacy school and ultimately became the chief biologist at the state hospital. She encouraged her younger brother's path, as did his high school chemistry teacher. Among my dad's family, it wasn't just Lucille who had a successful but divergent career path because of race. Shirley, the firstborn, had 2 fingers stolen from her in a factory accident. She attended Brown University and wanted to be a journalist, like Papa. Denied the typing jobs white women in her position had, to earn her way through school, she got one of the jobs allowed a young Black woman, and it was a more dangerous one. She worked in a foundry that made the switch plates for electrical outlets. After she lost parts of 2 of her fingers, and therefore her job, she joined her father's paper and eventually earned her way back to college and a career as a special education teacher. She finished college at Syracuse University, which was where she would meet my mother.